Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm glad to have you. Today, I'm going to show you a quick overview of the Repeaterbook.com's application for your phone, available on Android and iOS. Today we're going to look at it on my iOS device. Got it pulled up right here, and you see there is the application. That's what your icon will look like when you download it. You can get this off of your app store. Totally free to download, and I recommend it if you're into looking up repeaters that may be nearby you, even at home or while you travel. So we'll open this up, and I've got it opened up to the settings. I'll show you how you get there. Let's get out of here. Hamburger menu at the top right, top left, at the top left. Hit the hamburger menu up there, and there you go. Here's your settings menu. You can go to settings and change this to a dark or light theme, whichever one you like to do there. I prefer the dark. It feels a little easier on my eyes. If you need the text on the information that you get to be a little bigger or smaller, you can adjust that as well on the details when you click on a repeater listening. You can change the bearing information or the format of the grid. You can also choose miles or kilometers in your distance units. Go back out here and we'll go to the repeater listings. Now this is a listing of Branson repeaters. Last time I was in Branson, Missouri, I done a search for it, and shows up what you can do here. We'll show you. You see 0 miles on top of some of these, and you go up and you see 3.6, so 11 miles, 26 miles. So what this does, the way I've got it filtered, is to show me distance from repeaters closest to furthest away. And you can go in and do your filtering up here at the top right. You see the little triangle, 3 lines. You click on that, and that's your filters. You can change what distance, circumference. I've just got mine set on 100 miles. I could probably reduce that, but you can go anywhere from 10 to 1,000 miles in a circumference around you. But that's going to give you a whole lot of listings. You can change your distance and then sort by. This is where I have mine. It defaults to distance. But if you have a different need and want to sort that by different ways, you can do that here. And then you want to go in to your filtering and probably choose what type of repeaters do you want. Right now I have 2 meter and UHF set up, but you can do 6 meters and 10 meters and so on. Or if you somewhere, you can actually search for GMRS repeaters. That's something that's a little new that we started adding to the database at Repeaterbook. And you can search and sort by service. I have the FM and some of the digital modes selected. You can do Echo Link and wires and so on, All-Star. And then say you're out. I'm thinking you're out somewhere on vacation, on a trip somewhere. You got some weather moving in, and it's like, I'd like to know if there's any repeaters listed in Repeaterbook around me that may have a Skywarn net going on. So you can click on that and select those different emergency nets that should be if it's listed in the repeater database, then you'll see it. So as you see here, just click on a repeater and it'll bring up the more details. And you see it's on the 2 meter band. You got your input and output frequency, the tone to get in on analog, IRLP information, APCO 25 information. It shows here that it is linked to the Southwest Missouri linked repeater system. It is 0 miles away from Branson, Missouri, where I've done this search. Gives you the grid square and the landmark. It's near the Titanic Museum. Neat place. If there's a repeater that you notice has some outdated information, you notice at the very bottom you'll see updated March 3rd of 2021. So that's pretty recent. If it's an older, hadn't been updated in a while, and you see some information on it that needs to be updated, you can click on the little pencil icon at the top right of your screen, and that will take you over to a mobile website. If you're on your phone, you can do this on the PC or computer as well. But what you would do is fill in your call sign and email, but all this stuff you can adjust. You can also go in and just submit it as, with the on air status. Is it on air or has it gone off air? or if it's been off air and now it's back on the air, you can go in and change that listing if it needs to be. You'll put in all this information, go down to the bottom, hit validate changes. It'll give you a preview of what you've submitted, and you'll hit submit, and it will go to that state's local volunteer admin to review the information and to have it submitted to the database. Now, we try to get to that pretty quick. Usually we aim for 24 hours, but life happens, work schedules, and so on. Sometimes it may take us a few days. You do not have to keep submitting the edits over and over. Once you submit it once, I promise somebody's got it. They just hadn't got time to get to it yet. But we will get to it. And as far as your phone applications, some of these, like I think the iOS device, the way the App Store works for Apple, if you submitted a new repeater, I believe you have to wait for the app to update. If you'll notice, you see the version number there at the top, right under the word Repeaterbook. That's a pretty big version number. Well, the way it works, to my understanding, is new additions like new repeaters or something won't show up on your app until the app updates and refreshes its database in the App Store. So just be a little patient with that. You can go on a computer, it'll show up instantly on a computer after it's been submitted and approved by an admin. Now you see at the top, it's got your 6-digit grid square. Now this is the grid square that it defaults to when I search for Branson. To the right of that, you see a circle with a line across it. This means I've got auto location turned off. If you approve location services for this app to use on your device, when you open it up, and that circle should have a little dot in the middle of it. If I turn it on now, a 6-digit grid square number is pretty precise. It's pretty close. So for the sake of the video, I'm not going to turn mine on, but you hit that and it will automatically list repeaters closest to you from the distance, or ever how you have that filtered. If you want to, say, just like I did here, I live in Mississippi, but I'm showing Branson repeaters. So I'm going to click on search, and you can see the different searches that I've done for different locations. Go to Portland, Oregon, and there's a repeater that's 1,600 miles away from me. Click on it. Now I got Portland, Oregon repeater information. Here's some DMR. So you click on it, and because you're going to need some information besides it's just on DMR, you're going to need to know what color code it's on. So you see under the frequency there, it gives you DMR CC1. That's color code 1. So gives you some information there. And really, that's about it for the application. You know, it's real simple, but it's real handy, especially for repeaters, of course, but also for grid square location. Real quick, just open it up, your location service is on, and there you go. So I just wanted to overview that. We're going to go through some more features and some other videos. I'm going to cut. I'm going to go back to the website because that's about what you can do with the app. So I think we're done with that. And we'll go back to the website and some future videos that I'll put together and work on to show you different features about exporting and making lists and doing travel plans and so on and so on. So Repeaterbook has a lot to offer besides just a listing of repeaters, and I want to get into that. The video I done, just giving a brief overview, there was a lot of interest in some of that stuff, so why not show it? Thank you for coming by, 73, and we'll see you next time.